Stella, say hi! Oh, big yawn. Hey guys, my name's Holly and welcome back to my channel. Today I am joined with Stella, who's very tired and not happy that I took her from her nap to sit with me. For those of you that don't know, Stella is my miniature dachshund. I got so many comments that I was saying the name wrong, so I'm gonna try and get in the habit of saying miniature dachshund instead of miniature dachshund. She's long-haired in the color shaded cream, and she just turned 10 months old, so she's on the tail end of the puppy stage. And let me tell you, having a puppy was not entirely what I expected. I knew it was a big responsibility and a lifelong commitment, and I was totally ready for that, but it definitely wasn't all fun and games. And so today I'm making a video about what I wish I knew before getting a puppy. For everyone who is deciding if they want to get a puppy, just got a puppy, or in the planning stages of getting a puppy, I just want to give you some advice so that you guys can prepare in the best way possible. But before I get into my tips, I want to share something with you guys. This is Stella's binder. Oh, is that tasty? Does it smell good? This has helped me so much with staying organized and planning with Stella. Stella, you can't eat it. And I highly recommend that anyone getting a puppy has something like this just to keep everything organized. Basically, I made a bunch of page designs and printed them all out, put them in little covers and into a binder. The front page is all the information about Stella, her microchip number, her vet, my information in case anything ever happens. And then I have a page for tracking vaccines where I also keep all her vaccination forms tucked in behind, a medicine tracker, a house training tracker, which has helped so much with working on Stella's house training. I had a puppy supply checklist that I used when I was shopping before I got her, a socialization checklist, and a trick checklist, which are just all of the things that I want to keep practicing with Stella. And then in the back of the binder, I keep all of her certificates and keepsakes and memories. This is so helpful with staying organized, and then when I need to sign her up for something and show her vaccination forms, I know exactly where they are. When I have to call the vet, I know all of the dates and all of the forms for everything that she's ever done at the vet. It's helped a lot with training, having it on paper and not just trying to remember everything. And I've gotten a lot of questions about her binder, so I've actually decided to share the PDF with you guys. If you go to the shop on my website, you can download the PDF and you get access to it immediately. You can print it off right then and there, put it into a binder, and have your planner ready to go in 5 minutes. I also have some bonus freebies in my shop right now, including a name ideas brainstorming list with some of my favorite names and a blank sheet for you to put all your name ideas. And I have a breeder questionnaire on there too. If you decide to get your dog from a breeder, then these are a bunch of questions that you should ask before you go ahead and buy a dog from a breeder. If you're buying your dog from a breeder, you need to make sure that it's safe, it's legit, and these breeders aren't taking advantage of their dogs. So it's just a list of questions that you can ask your breeder or that you should research on your own to make sure that you are getting a puppy that has been treated right from a mother that has been treated right. So all of that stuff can be found at hollyobee.com. In my shop, I'll put the link down below. It just helped me so much, so I really wanted to share it with everybody else. But anyways, let's get into the tips of the things that I wish I knew before I got a puppy. The first thing that I wish I knew before getting a puppy was that no matter how much research you do, no matter how many books you read, how many shows you watch, dogs are born with personality just like people are, and there are some things that you just can't change. When I put my mind to something, I go all in, I do all the research, I put my full heart and soul into it. So before getting Stella, I read a bunch of Cesar Millan books, I watched so many dog videos on YouTube, I think I've seen every video on Zach George's channel. I did so much research and I was so determined that I was gonna train my dog to be the perfect puppy. And not that I don't think Stella is perfect, but I think I could have been a little more prepared in knowing that a dog is a dog. At the end of the day, it's an animal. They have instincts, they have personality traits. For example, Stella is extremely stubborn, extremely tenacious. When she puts her mind to something, she does it. And sometimes that makes training really easy because she's a pleaser, and sometimes it makes it really difficult if she doesn't want to do something. And that's no fault on Stella, she's a dog. It just means sometimes we have to work a little harder to learn new things. The second thing that I wish I knew when I first got Stella is that exercise solves 90% of problems, I swear. Obviously puppies are prone to chewing and exploring and getting into trouble, but it's mostly just because they're bored. This goes for adult dogs as well. Dogs just like to have their brain stimulated. They like to be busy. They want to be tired out. They want to work. I notice a huge difference when I take Stella for long, proper walks. I play with her. I give her lots of time to exercise and play compared to the days where I maybe skip out on a walk or I don't play with her because I'm super busy with work. Her behavior is completely different. On the days where she gets all her exercise, she's tired. She just wants to take a nap. She's not getting into trouble. She's not being curious. She's very calm and balanced. And when I try and skip out on her exercise, I definitely pay the price, and then I have to make up for it by following her around and making sure she's not getting into trouble because she's trying to look for something to do to occupy herself. Now that I've learned that, I never skip out on her walks and I never skip out on her playtime because it just makes my day so much easier. And in the end, that hour-long walk actually saves me time because then I don't have to spend the rest of the day supervising Stella. So make sure your puppy is getting all of its exercises right from the get-go. Number 3, overnight trips will never be the same. I'm still young. I like to go out with my friends and go to the city or go to a cottage. And having a puppy just makes that planning process a little bit harder. Before, I could just pick up my stuff and go at the drop of a dime, and now it takes a lot more planning. I have to either find someone who can watch Stella, put her in a daycare, or ask if I can bring her with me. And if I bring her with me, then I need to make sure I'm bringing her food, her water, her toys, her crate. If I'm leaving her with someone or at a daycare, that's an expense. So just keep in mind that if you have a very social, active lifestyle, overnight trips are gonna be just a little bit harder. Number 4, you're gonna lose a lot of sleep, especially in the beginning. It gets better after the first month or so, but in the beginning, I lost a lot of sleep over Stella. The first 2 to 3 nights, it was just sporadic crying and whining, which was really sad and really loud. Also, when you first get your puppy, they're about 8 to 10 weeks old, which means they are not potty trained at all, and they just don't have the physical capability to hold it in throughout the night. So you have to wake up in the middle of the night to let them out to pee. I remember for my first couple weeks with Stella, I had an alarm that went off every 2 hours to let her out to pee. So I was waking up 2 to 3 times in the middle of the night just to let her out. And that's not even counting the time she woke me up from crying or playing in her crate. Number 5, puppies require 100% of your attention. It depends on the breed and the age and a few other factors with your puppy, but I know for me, even now at 10 months old, I can't leave Stella completely alone unsupervised. And for the first few months especially, I didn't leave her alone or take my eyes off her at all. Puppies will chew on anything, which can be super dangerous if they swallow something, if they chew on something electric. They can ruin your stuff. Even right before I went to film this video, I left Stella alone in my room for literally 2 minutes while I went to get her binder, and I came back and she's chewed off a chunk of my microphone. Oh my god. You little monster! Which I didn't get mad at her for because that was 100% my fault. I know she can't be trusted alone and I took a risk and I left her alone. But that's just an example of the fact that you need to give your puppy 100% attention. You can't take the risk. You can't leave them alone. So make sure that if you're getting a puppy, you have the time and the capabilities to give your puppy that attention. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you plan, how much focus you put onto your puppy, there will be accidents and things will get destroyed. When Stella was potty training, there were times where I would literally take her outside, she wouldn't do anything, and I'd bring her in and 10 seconds later she'd have an accident. So even if you are doing everything right, a puppy is a puppy. They're young, they don't know, they're gonna make mistakes, and things are gonna get ruined. Your carpets are gonna get peed on, and it might not be your fault, it might not be the puppy's fault, it's just a part of having a puppy. The next thing I wish I knew before getting a puppy is that they are extremely expensive. All the little things add up a lot faster than you think. I found that when I was preparing for Stella, I had an idea of what the initial costs would be, and I didn't really think so much about the maintenance costs that would happen over time. There's all the supplies, the crate, the food bowl, the food, the toys, the collar, the leash, the poop bags, the bed, the training, the daycare, the puppy classes. It all adds up so fast. fast. But once you've made the commitment that you're gonna get a puppy, you are taking responsibility to financially take care of that puppy. So even though it sucks and it's expensive, this was your decision, it's your puppy, and you need to pay up for it. So make sure that you save up more than you think you need to save up. I know so far this video sounds like a lot of complaining of how tough having a puppy is, but the last thing that I wish I knew before getting a puppy was how much you're gonna love them. I have had many family dogs. I've grown up with dogs my whole life, so I know how much they become a part of a family, and I know how much you love them. But when it's your own dog and you get it from a puppy and you raise it as your own, it's a completely different feeling. So even though Stella's a little troublemaker, she's stubborn, she's expensive, all of these things that I wish I knew before, I wouldn't change any of them, and even if I knew these things, it wouldn't have stopped me from getting her. And getting a puppy was probably the best decision of my life. So that is everything for today's video. If you guys like this video or you learned something, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe down below. As you can tell, it is nap time and Stella wants nothing to do with filming this video. If you want to see more videos with Stella, or there's anything else that you want to know about having a puppy, then leave a comment down below. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Say bye, Stella!